The first cornerstone is around clarity and ownership. So people can't really own what they don't understand. So they first need to understand it in order for them to own it and to actually do it. And that clarity becomes the foundation of moving away from this, from the dependence. So it's important that you actually define what good looks like. So when you're doing your inductions, when you're doing your shadowing, whatever it is you're doing, somebody is very, very clear about why you're doing what you're doing. You're actually training somebody properly. You need to make sure that you've got clear processes. And these processes are step-by-step processes, not the processes that we go and buy from QCS. I'm talking about the actual processes, about how you do things uniquely in your business. So actually, the way that you do things in your company is very unique to you, which means when somebody comes in, you need to show them step by step exactly what it is that you do and why you do it. And when you're looking at each role, make sure that there are outcomes that are linked to it. So someone is not just going on an assessment for the sake of it. You want to be able to go back and actually have a clear idea of the risks, have a clear idea of the care plans and the outcomes and everything. This is the form that you have to follow. They're going to do it, but they're not going to do it in the manner that you would do it. So you actually have to have a clear step-by-step process that outlines why you're doing what you're doing. Then they can go in there and they can embody you whilst they're in that initial assessment. So it's all about actually making sure that they understand the reasoning behind it. Because what happens then is when they're in a similar situation, if they know why you're making the decisions you're making, then they're going to make the same decision. We need to actually be very, very clear about what the expectations are. And one of the things that we picked up in our scorecard as well that I spoke about earlier was that a lot of the care businesses who we surveyed were actually saying they didn't have any clear processes. They had policies and procedures and all that stuff, but they didn't actually have clear processes that say this is what you do and this is how you do it. So it's important we look at that clarity. So I took an example of a rota where you can just say to someone, make sure the rota is covered. A better instruction could be, can you make sure the rota is published by Thursday at 12 p.m.? Can you make sure you've checked it for continuity, skill mix, gender mix, and client preferences, and make sure it's signed off and published? Somebody now knows exactly what they need to do.